What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy, Trackman87, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, we got a bit of a bumpy Johnson for you, man, right now, regarding Tyson. Oh, 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 not a man born. Oh, Fury. So, we know he retired. How many days ago was it now? 2 weeks ago, he came out. What was that moody saying he said about a dude who got robbed? Some carjacking dude or something. Anyway, he came out 2 weeks ago, as you all know, retiring. And the next we've seen of him is this here. Now, again, the title of this video and the thumbnail and whatnot, you man got cucked, is the truth here. This is dead. But listen, the boxing industry is tired right now. There's nothing going on. But guess what? Masa Shekel, he wants his rent this month, folks. So we got to make fake news videos. But now listen, this video did come out. What is true about this video is, it did come out yesterday. The bad news is, there's nothing in it at all, really. So I'm going to make 8 minutes of waffling for you, man. One of them ones. Anyway, here's the bars from Tyson Fury. You best believe it.
Hi guys, Tyson Fury here. Sign up to Ring Magazine today and get your chance to win the SL55. All the best, good luck, God bless you.
So, what this tells us is, as I make my way to 8 minutes plus, is this. Bash. If Tyson Fury, we know Tyson Fury slagged off the Saudis, right? You can't get no decisions in Saudi, in these countries. I can't get, what Tyson meant to say was, I can't get no robberies in Saudi. You almost got one in the first fight, to tell the truth. You almost got one, so you should have been grateful. And that's what happens, you see. When people get... If someone gets a unfair, close fight, like the first fight was, that never should have been a split decision. I had both of the fights, I think he did better in the second fight. Maybe it's because I'm biased towards someone getting put down or rocked to their boots or whatever. I find it hard to argue. The second fight was... a whole bunch. Usyk won it, but it was like a whole bunch. It was the rounds were much closer. There was no round where it's like, whoa, he blew his back completely out for him. No, did he? Do you understand? My point is, when someone gets a close fight in the first one, he was already telling you the bars. Oh, 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 oh. Only lost by one round. Oh, little bit more. Oh. How he only needs to do a little bit more. In reality, he lost by 4 rounds. In the first fight. But that mindset of, I've only got to do a little bit more, oops. You come in there a little bit fatter, that's for sure. That's the only thing in the rematch. The only thing we're sure about in the rematch, you came in a little bit fatter. You didn't do a little bit more. That's what you didn't do. You're still big for nothing in there. Yeah? You weren't imposing in there. You weren't sticking it all over him. 280 pounds of inside fighting. That's what you wasn't doing. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you these bars, outside of the fact I'm trying to get to 8 minutes, is he slagged Saudi off and now he's out here shilling for Ring Magazine. Point? Well, he can't be that pissed off with the Saudis robbing him, number one, which implies there's still communication lines open, which implies in 6 months, a year, right? I'd be much more inclined to believe Tyson was properly retiring if he wasn't doing these moody ads. He's like, listen, I've made a couple $100 million. I don't need to be posted on Instagram for a dude who robbed me in my fight. Yeah? So this implies there's a relationship there. It's still strong. He's still plugging moody ads for Turkey. And hence, he's still mingling. He's still texting Turkey, etc., etc. Now, on the flip side, is it possible? Well, maybe YB, he was contractually bound to do this anyway. That makes sense. Often when you do contracts, from what I understand, they can put obligations in there. Like, okay, I'll pay you 100 mil for this fight on December 21st, but for the next 6 months, you'll also, any posts we require you to put out, you'll put out. So is he just fulfilling contractual obligations? It's possible. But the reason into this situation is, there's a relationship there, and hence, he's going to come back. He hasn't completely effed boxing off. Now, the other alternative is, this guy got touched by the Jamal Khashoggi mafia. he came out talking a whole bunch of rah-rah. Oh man, Oh, the Saudis. Oh, the towel heads. Oh, they robbed me. They robbed me, daddy. Oh, the towel heads. That's what he said. I heard it. You heard the leaked conversation there. That's an audio recording. Oh, them sandy towel heads. You heard him, 100%. That's not me saying that. That's the audio. Look, let me show you, man. That's clean off the phone. Stop playing with me. That's an audio recording. He's slagging off the towel heads. That's what he said, not my words, people. Stop playing. So it could be the case that Turkey, he patterned up the Jamal Khashoggi cartel, not crew, sorry. Is that what you call it, a crew? He got them crew back in town, and Tyson's his butt's tight saying, yeah, I'll put this out for you, Turkey. No worries, mate. I'll promote your Moody Ring magazine. Oh, stop. But listen, so he might not be coming. He should come back though, is the point. I do want to see him come back. Yeah, it's good for the sport to see a big heifer, especially with AJ. It's never going to make more sense than it is now. Two big useless heifers in there. Yeah, AJ's a big old lean heifer mandinga, but he's useless, good for nothing. Yeah, he don't make no milk, and he ain't got there's no good meat on him. He's good for nothing, he's a heifer. He ain't producing no assets, Jon Stewart. At all, he's finished. Well finished. Fury's finished. Oh, YB1 lost against Usyk, don't define your career. He ain't got a career though. It's not necessarily these guys' faults, but in the new age, there's no legendary fights really. No, you never look back at any of the dudes these guys fought, and their names will go down in history, if that makes sense. You're not going to look at Povetkin and say, oh, with Tyson, you're not going to look back at Chisora and say, oh, 30 years from now, I wouldn't have thought people are going to be talking about Chisora like they do pick a name from history. They don't have that depth. And if they did have that depth, this guy Fury wouldn't have been nowhere, man. He'll go life and death with McDermott, life and death with Cunningham, life and death with Mbonga. Right? That's not someone who's that level that he claimed to be. That said, there's a market for it. Yeah, they're both washed up. So get in there and stop playing. Stop faffing around doing these moody ads. Now, the last thing I'll say is, it's also possible maybe Fury's doing some, what do they call it, some landscaping work for Turkey. This could have been not contractually binding or contractual obligation from the December 21st card. It's also possible he's not coming back, but Turkey said, listen, bash, here's 100 bags or 50 bags. I'm throwing you some landscaping work essentially. Yeah, come and landscape my Ring magazine out there for me. Come and make my Ring magazine nice and landscaped and pretty looking. And here's 50 grand, and it's kind of a case by case basis. And Tyson Fury's thought, well, I'm sitting around, it takes 1 minute, I'll take 50 bags to put this moody video out. And he still has no intention of coming back. All in all, like I told you, man, this video is a big whopper. Yeah, there's anything in here. Yeah, apart from the fact, this video signifies my need and must to pay bills. That's what this was. I didn't really want to do it to you, man. That's the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. Yesterday I saw this come out and I thought, that's why I've sat on it. This is like 40 hours old. I thought, oh man, there's nothing here, man. There's nothing here. I was praying something would kick off, and I've checked all the news sites. It's dead. So here we are. I'm flogging you, man, a dead horse for sure. But listen, all jokes aside, no, in a minute. Let's check the time on this one. 8 minutes, bash. Any second now, folks. But listen, all jokes aside, this is better than not, if that makes sense. If he went missing, Simon Jordan says, I don't care if he comes back. I don't really care. I think it's more to do with the fact that I'm broke, if that makes sense. If I had 50 grand rolling in a month, I couldn't give a fuck if he comes back. But it helps my pocket. If this big useless heifer, yeah, it's a community service. If this big heifer's swanning around, I got something to talk about. If he ain't, what have we got? We got Martin Bacoli bootlicking AJ. Come on, people. Who else you got? Mr. Sparring. People, there's only so many sparring stories I can report on from Martin Bacoli. It gets tired after a while, right? Who else we got? Mahatma Gandhi, Jon Stewart. Boring. Yeah? And this guy Fury's full of shit, but it's better than what we've got with the current crop. You usually don't say a word. You usually don't get no views either. You just don't. He don't get no views. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Will he come back? Will he not come back? Does it make a difference? Does it not make a difference? Does this imply he will or he won't? Bash. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it.